Hello, Dunlap family. Welcome back. I hope you had a great spring break. You got to rest, you got to relax, you got to play outside, but I have missed you. So I can't wait to see you today in reading groups and in math groups. Make sure you check your schedule so you know when you're supposed to meet with me. I cannot wait to see you. First thing we're going to do today is to check your morning work, so go ahead and get that out. We are on week 25 and day 1. So the first question. The mayor of Glenville Heights gave 3 flags to every person in his community. Glenville Heights has 1,298 people. How many flags did the mayor give away in all? So we're trying to figure out how many flags the mayor gave away. I know that there were 1,298 people. Each person got 3 flags. So I have 1,298 groups of 3. So is that going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? It's going to be multiply. So we need to multiply 1,298 times 3. Because each of those people, each person gets 3 flags. So 3 times 8 is 24. I need to regroup my 2. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 2 more is 29. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And 3 times 1 is 3. So my product is 3,894. He gave away 3,894 flags that day. All right. Next one, we need to find the numerator. Have you seen, are you getting to where you can see the pattern on these now? All right. 10 times 10 is 100. So what times 10 is going to give you 20? 2. So 2 tenths is the same as 20 hundredths. Let's write those as decimals. How about I write 2 tenths as a decimal? 2 tenths. How about I write 20 hundredths as a decimal? 20 hundredths. Okay, same thing. These are equivalent, these are equivalent. All right. Next one, 3 twelfths plus 5 twelfths. You are like pros at this. 8 twelfths. And then the last one, let me make some room up here. 875 divided by 7. So, like I always say, you do whatever strategy works for you. I'm going to do standard algorithm. All right. 7 can go into 8 one time. So when I count by my multiples, 7, I'm going to get close to 8. So I'm going to multiply and subtract, and I get 1. 1 is smaller than 7, so I can go ahead and bring down my 7. Now I need to see how close I can get to 17 by counting by 7s. So I have 7, 14, so I should stop there. So 2 times. 2 times 7 is 14. I subtract and I get 3. 3 is smaller than 7. So I can go ahead down and bring my 5. Now this is a math fact. What times 7 is going to give you 35? If I count by 7s, how many times do I need to go till I get 35? 5 times. 5 times 7 is 35. I subtract and I get 0. So your quotient is 125. All right. Nicely done. All right. Today we are going to start on a new learning target. It's one that we're going to be working on this week. Okay? And it is, I can multiply a fraction and a whole number. I can multiply a fraction by a whole number. Okay, don't get freaked out. You're going to be fine. So we've done adding, we've done subtracting. Now we're going to do multiplying. Don't worry, we're not going to learn how to divide fractions. You'll get to do that next year. I can't take away all of your 5th grade fun. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We have a whole number and a fraction. But let's back up for just a minute and talk about multiplying. What do we do when we multiply? So let me just give you an easy problem right here. 5 times 3 equals something. I know you know what it is. You're yelling it at me. All right. So right now, I just want you to think about what this multiply means. When I say 5 times 3, what am I really saying? I'm really saying I have 5 groups of 3. So I could think of it as repeated addition. I could think of it as 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups of 3. Now if I add all these up, I know it's going to equal 15. Well, when I multiply a whole number and a fraction, you think of it the same way. You think of it the same way. Now, let me show you an example of what we're going to be doing today. Let's say I have 2 times 1/3. All right, now, let me just give you a little hint. If you see a problem like this, okay, if you see 1/3 the fraction come first, use your commutative property of multiplication and flip it and do your 2 first, your whole number first, okay? It just makes it easier, trust me. For right now, for what you're learning, go ahead and make sure your whole number's first. So if you see the fraction first, just flip it. That's the commutative property. You will be able to do that no problem, still get the same product. We want the whole number first just to make your life a little easier, okay? So this really, if you think about what multiplication means, it's 2 groups of 1/3. 2 groups of 1/3. Well, I just so happen to have Mrs. Berry's fraction pieces at home. And check this out. It's magnetic. It's kind of like I'm at school. Not really. I wish I were there. All right, so 2 groups of 1/3. I have 2 groups of 1/3. So if I have 1/3 and I have another third, look at that. I have 2 groups of 1/3. How much is that? 2/3. So 2 groups of 1/3 equals 2/3. All right, let's try another one. I want to see if you can figure out a pattern if we do a few more. So be watching for the pattern that you're going to see up here, okay? Let's do 3 groups of 1/5. So 3 times 1/5, okay? So I have 3 times 1/5. That means I have 3 groups of 1/5. Well, look here. I have 1/5. I have 1/5. And I have 1/5. So I have 3 groups of 1/5. So how much do I have? I have 3/5. All right, let's look for another one. I don't know. Let's do 7 times 1/12. Okay, so here are my 12ths, and look, they're smaller pieces because my denominator is bigger. So look, I'm going to cut it at a 12th. It's going to be a lot smaller. So now I have 7 groups of 1/12. 7 times 1/12. 7 groups of 1/12. Are you ready? Count them with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here are my 7 groups of 1/12. So if I put them together, what do I have? What do I have? 7/12. So what pattern do you see? I want you to take a look at it. I want you to look at the pattern. What do you notice? How we get from here to here. Can you see a pattern? Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to pause me. Go to our Google Classroom. There'll be a discussion question listed for you. And it asks you, what pattern did you see in Mrs. Dunlap's video? All right. I want you to go ahead, pause me, take a look at this, go answer the discussion question, and then come back. All right, ready? Go. All right, I can't wait to see what you come up with on your discussion questions. I'm not going to tell you the pattern right now. We'll come back to that in a couple of days, but I just wanted to see if you could figure it out. Okay? Let's do a couple more. All right, let's see here. Let's do 6 times 1/4. All right, 6 times 1/4. So this means what? 6 groups of 1/4. So I want you to see if you can figure it out. Okay? I'll get you started. We're going to use repeated addition. 1/4 plus 1/4. All right, you do the rest. Go ahead and pause me on your scrap paper, see if you can figure this out, and then come back to see. Ready? Go. All right, take a look at what I have up here and compare it with what you have on your paper. You should have 6 groups of 1/4. So I have 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. When I add these all up, I get 6/4. Ooh. What do you notice about 6/4 though? Did you tell me improper fraction? I hope you did. All right. 6/4 is an improper fraction, so we have to make that a whole number. So if I look over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, here's my whole number. This is 4/4. And that's going to be 1 whole. And then I have how much left? 2/4. Which is also the same as what? Good, 1/2. Good job. So when I put it all together, I have 1 whole. And you can do 2/4 or 1/2. I don't care. All right? I'm going to do 1/2. 1 and 1/2. So 6 groups of 1/4 is going to be 1 and 1/2. Not bad. All right, let's try one more. You ready? Give me some room here. Let's see here. Let's do 9 times 1/6. All right, you are going to stop me. You're going to pause me. You're going to see if you can figure out 9 groups of 1/6. Ready? Go. All right, take a look at yours and compare it with mine. I ran out of room. I did 1/6 9 times across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when I added them all up, I got 9/6. Well, wait a second. What do you notice about 9/6? Yep, it's improper. And that means we have to pull out that whole number. So let's do that. Since I'm dealing with 6, I know that I need 6 of these to make a whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's my whole. Okay, so there's my 6/6. What do I have left over? 1, 2, 3, 6. But you know that 3/6 is equal to what? 1/2. So you could also write it this way. Either way is fine. Okay? Either way is fine. Nicely done. There's no exit slip today. We're just going to practice a little bit. We're going to be working on multiplying fractions and whole numbers this week. So no exit slip today. You will have one tomorrow though. Don't forget to meet me in small group, or Mrs. Berry or Miss Krieg, whoever you're assigned to in small groups if you haven't done so already. Okay? We love you. Can't wait to see you. Bye.